The rough hand twisted deeper into her collar, yanking Samantha Rodriguez against the cold metal lockers. Her breath caught not from fear, but from the effort of keeping her hands relaxed at her sides when every muscle screamed to respond. "Where's the money your dad was counting yesterday?" Nathan Pierce's breath reeked of energy drinks and entitlement. His knuckles pressed white against her uniform shirt. "I saw him in the janitor's closet with a fat envelope." Samantha's eyes stayed steady, calm, like still water. Most 16-year-olds would be shaking. Most would cry. But behind those dark eyes lived something Nathan couldn't see, something her mother had spent years teaching her to hide. "I don't know what you're talking about." Her voice came out level, controlled. Quick pause here. If this story resonates with you, if you've ever felt powerless or witnessed injustice, drop a comment below sharing your thoughts. Your engagement helps these stories reach others who might need to hear them. And if you'd like to support more content like this, consider hitting the thanks button beneath this video. Nathan's grip tightened. Behind him, Benjamin Hayes cracked his knuckles while Jackson Turner blocked the hallway. The afternoon sun slanted through dirty windows, casting long shadows that made them look even bigger than their football-built frames. "Don't lie to me. Charity case." Nathan's free hand slammed the locker beside her head. The bang echoed down the empty corridor. "Your dad cleans toilets for a living. Where'd he get $800? The number made her heart skip. He'd seen the tuition money, the cash her father had saved for 6 months, dollar by dollar, working double shifts until his hands cracked and bled. Money for her future. Money they couldn't lose. "Let go." 2 words. Quiet. But something in them made Benjamin shift nervously.
"Or what?" Nathan laughed, ugly and sharp. "You'll tell Principal Coleman he's my uncle. You'll tell your dad he needs this job." His smile turned cruel. "Face it, Rodriguez, you're nothing here. Just another welfare case pretending to belong at Westfield Academy." Samantha's fingers twitched, just barely. A micro movement Nathan missed, but Benjamin caught. For a second, confusion flickered across the bigger boy's face. He'd pushed plenty of kids around. They usually begged or cried or tried to run. They never prepared. "Nathan!" A new voice cut through the tension. Madison Torres appeared at the corner, her phone already recording. "Pretty sure assault is still illegal, even for the mayor's nephew. Mind your business, Torres." But Nathan's grip loosened slightly. Cameras made him nervous. Rich boys could buy their way out of most trouble, but video evidence was harder to disappear. "This is my business." Madison stepped closer, phone steady. "Samantha's my lab partner. Hard to finish our physics project if you put her in the hospital." The standoff stretched. 10 seconds. 20. Finally. Nathan shoved Samantha away, hard enough to send most people stumbling, but she just shifted her weight, absorbed the force, stayed standing. Another thing he didn't notice. "This isn't over," he snarled. "That money belongs to people who actually matter in this town." They left like a pack of wolves denied their meal. Temporarily. Madison lowered her phone, hands shaking now that the danger had passed. "You okay, God? I hate those guys. Think they own everything just because—" She stopped, really looking at Samantha for the first time. "You're not even scared." "I'm fine." Samantha straightened her collar, hiding the red marks Nathan's grip had left. "Thanks for the help." "How do you do that?" Madison asked. "Stay so calm. I was recording and my heart's still racing."
Samantha almost smiled, almost told her about the dojo in their old apartment's basement, about her mother's patient voice. Fear is just energy, mija. Channel it, control it, never let it control you. About the hours of practice, the tournaments, the trophies now hidden in boxes because some secrets kept you safer than any martial art. Instead, she said, I should find my dad. Make sure he's okay. Wait. Madison caught her arm. Gentle. Nothing like Nathan's grab. They're not going to stop. Everyone knows Nathan's been getting worse since his parents' divorce. And that money, what's it for? School fees. No point lying. Madison had heard everything. $800, but financial aid covers, understanding dawned. The senior trip, the college prep summer program, all the things aid doesn't include. All the things that separated the truly poor from everyone else. The extras that weren't extra at all, if you wanted a real chance at a future. Samantha nodded once. Look, my mom's a lawyer, Madison offered. She could. No, too quick, too sharp. Samantha softened her tone. Thank you, but no, we handle our own problems. Madison looked like she wanted to argue, then thought better of it. At least let me walk with you to find your dad's safety in numbers. They found Miguel Rodriguez in the East Wing, wrestling with an industrial floor buffer that had seen better decades, his shoulders hunched with exhaustion. But he smiled when he saw his daughter. The smile dimmed when he noticed Madison. Mija, your friend, Madison Torres, Mr. Rodriguez. Madison extended her hand. I'm in Samantha's physics class. Miguel's calloused palm engulfed hers briefly. His English carried the musical accent of Oaxaca, softened by 20 years in America. Nice to meet you, Samantha. Why aren't you at the library? Just wanted to check on you. She kept her voice light, but her eyes searched his face. The gray threading through his hair seemed to have spread since morning. The lines around his eyes had deepened. You eat lunch? Later. He waved off her concern. Go study. Education first, always. Madison's phone buzzed. She glanced at it and paled. Oh no, Samantha, look! The screen showed a group chat, Nathan's crew, planning something for tomorrow. The words made Samantha's stomach clench. Time to teach the janitor's daughter her place. Miguel saw their faces change. What's wrong? Nothing, Papa. Just homework stress. The lie came smooth as water. Another skill her mother had never meant to teach. I'll see you at home. She kissed his cheek, inhaling the familiar scent of industrial cleaner and hard work. When had he gotten so thin? When had his strong shoulders started to bow, outside the maintenance room? Madison grabbed her arm again. You have to tell someone. Nathan's getting dangerous. I said I handle my own problems. This isn't just your problem anymore. Madison showed her more messages, screenshots, plans. They're going after your dad's job. Nathan's uncle on the school board. His father knows people. They could. I know what they could do. Samantha's voice stayed steady. But inside, something cold and familiar stirred. The same feeling from years ago. Watching her mother face down 3 men outside their apartment. Watching her move like water. Like wind. Like nothing they'd ever seen. Watching her protect what mattered. Until the night she didn't come home. Then let me help, Madison pressed. My mom knows employment law. She could. Your help is what started this. Too harsh. Samantha caught herself. I'm sorry. I didn't mean. No, you're right. Madison's shoulders dropped. I made it worse by recording. Gave them more reason to be careful. To plan, instead of just acting stupid. She looked miserable. I was trying to help. You did help. You stopped them today. Samantha touched her shoulder. Brief. Careful. She'd learned to ration physical contact like everything else. But tomorrow's a different problem. That night, Samantha sat at their small kitchen table, watching her father count out bills, electric, water, rent, food, each pile precisely arranged, each dollar accounted for. The envelope with $800 sat separate, sacred, their future in wrinkled 20s and 10s. You're quiet tonight, mija. Just tired. Miguel's hand covered hers, still strong despite everything. Your mother used to get quiet like this, when something was bothering her. The comparison hurt more than Nathan's grip. Tell me about her. When you met. A soft smile transformed his tired face. Again, you know this story. I like hearing it. He leaned back, eyes distant with memory. She was teaching a free self-defense class at the community center. So beautiful. So strong. I was new from Mexico, spoke maybe 10 words of English, but she looked at me and said, You need to learn this. Just like that. Because you were skinny and scared, Samantha supplied, knowing the rhythm. Skinny and scared and working 3 jobs. Miguel laughed. She said anyone working that hard deserved to feel safe. Started teaching me after class, private lessons. His eyes twinkled. I think she just wanted excuses to throw me around. Until you asked her to dinner instead of fighting. Ah, but she said I had to earn it. 1 point, just 1, in 6 months of training. He shook his head. Your mother, she was already champion then, regional, working toward national. Me, I could barely do a proper breakfall. But every day I tried. Every day she'd put me down gentle as a feather. Then pull me up smiling. And the day you finally scored, I didn't. His smile grew wider. 6 months passed. No point. So I brought roses to the dojo. Said if I couldn't earn dinner as student, maybe I could as a man who saw her as more than just teacher. She laughed so hard. Then threw me one more time for good measure and said, yes. Samantha had heard the story dozens of times, but never tired of it. The way his voice softened when he spoke of her mother. The way grief and joy mixed in his eyes like coffee and cream. She'd be proud of you, Miguel said suddenly. The way you study, the way you help others, the way you... He paused, choosing words carefully. The way you stay calm when things get difficult. He knew. Of course he knew. You couldn't live with someone for 17 years and not see the patterns. The way she moved. The way she never quite touched walls when she walked down hallways. The way she could catch falling objects without looking. Papa, she made me promise. He interrupted gently. When you were born, made me promise you'd have choices. Education, college, office jobs with clean clothes and regular hours, not... He gestured at his stained uniform. Not this. There's nothing wrong with this. No shame in honest work. He agreed. But she wanted more for you. Died wanting more for you. The words hung between them. 5 years since the funeral. 5 years since the police came to their door with careful voices and careful words about a mugging gone wrong. 3 men, 1 woman who fought to protect a stranger's child. A hero, they said. Cold comfort for a 11-year-old girl who just wanted her mother back. The money, Miguel said suddenly. In my locker at school. I should have brought it home. It's safe there. The lie burned her throat. No one knows about it. Good, good. He gathered the bills, rubber banding each pile. Summer program deadline is next week. You'll submit application already done. My smart girl. He stood, kissed her forehead. Sleep now. Tomorrow's another day. But sleep wouldn't come. Samantha lay in the dark, staring at shadows on the ceiling, in the corner, barely visible. Sat a cardboard box marked Mom's Things. Inside, carefully wrapped in tissue paper, lay medals, trophies, photos of a woman who looked like Samantha would in 10 years, wearing white jai and black belt, surrounded by defeated opponents and bright smiles. At the very bottom, wrapped in silk, lay her mother's competition belt, the one with her name embroidered in gold thread. Elena Rodriguez, 3-time national champion. The woman who could have been world champion if she hadn't chosen family instead. Samantha's phone buzzed. Madison. Can't sleep. Keep thinking about tomorrow. Are you sure you don't want help? She almost said yes. Almost told Madison everything. About the basement dojo. About the muscle memory that never faded. About the promise she'd made at her mother's graveside to only use what she knew when absolutely necessary. When lives hung in the balance, when there was no other choice. Instead, she typed back, I'll be fine, get some sleep. Another message immediately, at least avoid them, skip school if you have to. Can't, history test. And her father would worry, and absence meant questions, meant attention, meant everything she'd worked to avoid. Then I'm walking with you. Safety in numbers. Remember, this time. Samantha did smile. Madison Torres. Rich girl with the lawyer mom and the perfect grades. Willing to put herself at risk for the janitor's daughter. Maybe there was hope for Westfield Academy after all. Okay, meet you at the east entrance, 7:45. 7:45. And Samantha, whatever happens, I've got your back. The words echoed her mother's last lesson. The one given not in the dojo, but in the hospital. Machines beeping. Bandages hiding damage too severe to heal. Strength isn't just in your body, mija. It's in the people who stand with you. Don't be so strong you forget to let others help. But help hadn't saved her mother. Strength had at least let her save that child, give meaning to the end. Samantha touched the small cross at her throat, the one piece of jewelry she allowed herself, her mother's, taken from her things at the hospital, the chain repaired where it had broken in the fight. Tomorrow would come with all its threats and dangers. Nathan and his crew would do whatever they planned. Her father would work himself closer to collapse. The $800 would sit in that maintenance locker like a beacon for everyone who thought the poor didn't deserve dreams. And Samantha would handle it, like she always did, with control, with patience, with the strength her mother had died to give her. Morning came too soon, gray and drizzling, Seattle showing its typical spring mood. Samantha dressed carefully, loose clothes that wouldn't restrict movement, hair tied back twice, once with a regular band and once with the unbreakable one she kept for emergencies, the cross tucked inside her shirt where it couldn't be grabbed. Her father had already left for his early shift. A note on the table, breakfast in fridge, study hard, love you. His handwriting, shaky from exhaustion. She ate mechanically, protein, complex carbs, the breakfast of someone preparing for physical activity. Though she told herself it was just habit, just her mother's voice, feed your body like the machine it is. You never know when you'll need it to perform. Madison waited at the east entrance as promised, bouncing on her toes against the cold. You came. Said I would. I know, but Madison fell into step beside her. I've been thinking, maybe we're overreacting. Maybe Nathan was just talking tough, showing off for his friends. Samantha knew better, had seen the look in his eyes, the same look the three men had worn that night 5 years ago, the look of someone who'd forgotten other people were human. They made it to first period without incident. History class, Mr. Davidson droning about the Civil War while rain drummed against windows. Samantha took notes mechanically, part of her attention always on the door. Waiting. Second period. Pre-calculus. Still nothing. Madison started to relax, passing notes about maybe Nathan sleeping in, maybe forgetting. Samantha didn't correct her. Hope was its own armor, even if it was made of paper. Third period was when it started. A text from an unknown number. "Your dad's looking tired today. Would be a shame if he had an accident with all those dangerous cleaning chemicals." Madison saw her face. What Samantha showed her. Madison went white. "They're threatening your father. We have to tell someone, now." "Tell them what?" "It's a burner phone. No proof who sent it." Samantha stood as the bell rang. "I need to check on him. I'm coming with you." They found Miguel in the science wing, mopping up after a chemistry lab disaster. He looked up, surprised. "Mija, you should be in class. Just wanted to see you." She scanned the area. No sign of Nathan or his crew. But there wouldn't be. Not if they were smart. "You okay?" "Why wouldn't I be?" But his smile faltered. "Samantha, what's wrong? You look like your mother when—" He stopped, started again. "You look worried." Another text, this time a photo. The maintenance locker where the money was kept, door slightly open. Samantha's blood went cold, then hot, then cold again. "Papa, did you go to your locker today?" "Not yet." "Why?" She was already moving. Not running. Running drew attention, but walking with purpose her mother would have recognized. Combat speed. Eating distance without seeming to hurry. The maintenance room sat empty. The locker hung open. Inside, the envelope was gone. "No," Miguel's voice broke. "No, no, no. I locked it. I know I locked it." "They must have," Madison started. $800. Miguel sank onto a bench. 6 months of overtime. 6 months of— His hands shook. "How will I tell Samantha about the program? How will I—" "Papa." Samantha knelt beside him. "It's okay. We'll figure it out." "It's not okay." Tears ran down his weathered face. "I promised your mother, promised you'd have better, and I can't even keep money safe." Footsteps in the hallway. Slow. Deliberate. Nathan appeared in the doorway, tossing something up and catching it. Something rectangular. Something that crinkled. The envelope. "Lose something." His smile could have curdled milk. Benjamin and Jackson flanked him, blocking the exit. "Funny thing about these old locks. They pop right open if you know the trick." "Give it back." Samantha's voice came out low. "Dangerous." Madison grabbed her arm in warning. "Give it back." Nathan laughed. "I don't think so. See, this is a life lesson. Poor people shouldn't leave cash lying around. It's practically begging to be liberated. That's for my daughter's education." Miguel stood slowly. "Please, I'll do anything. Extra shifts, clean your house, whatever you want." "Dad, no." Samantha stepped forward, but Madison held her back. "Anything?" Nathan pretended to consider. "How about this? You quit, today. Clear out your locker and never come back. My uncle's been wanting to hire his buddy for maintenance anyway. I need this job. Then I guess you need this money more." Nathan waved the envelope. "Choice is yours. Janitor, job, or cash. Can't have both. That's illegal, Madison burst out. That's theft and extortion and… That's reality. Nathan cut her off. Welcome to how the world really works. Torres, money talks. Everything else is just noise. Samantha felt it then. The shift. The moment where control became a choice instead of instinct. Where her mother's voice whispered about necessary moments. About protection. About some lines that couldn't be uncrossed. Her hands relaxed at her sides. Her breathing deepened. Her weight settled into her heels. Benjamin noticed first. Nathan. What? Nathan snapped, still focused on Miguel's crumbling expression. Something's wrong with her. Nathan finally looked. Really looked. Saw what Benjamin saw. The janitor's daughter wasn't cowering. Wasn't crying. Wasn't even angry in any way he recognized. She stood perfectly balanced. Perfectly still. Like a spring compressed to its limit. Back off, Rodriguez. But uncertainty crept into his voice. This is between me and your dad. No. One word. Soft. Final. It's between you and me now. She took a step forward. Madison's grip tightened. Samantha. Don't. They'll hurt you. Let them try. The words hung in the air like a challenge, like a promise. Like the echo of another woman who'd stood between bullies and victims. Who'd chosen protection over safety. Nathan's face flushed. You threatening me? The janitor's daughter is threatening me. He laughed, but it sounded forced. Jackson, Benjamin, looks like someone needs a lesson in respect. They moved to flank her. 3 football players against one 16-year-old girl. The math should have been simple, but math never accounted for the 5 years of training that lived in Samantha's muscles, for the mother's voice that whispered about distance and timing, for the promise made at a graveside that today, finally, might be broken. Last chance, she said quietly. Give back the money. Walk away. Nobody has to get hurt. Nathan's answer was to tear the envelope in half, letting bills flutter to the floor like dead leaves. Oops. And in that moment, watching her father drop to his knees, trying to gather scattered 20s, watching 6 months of hope spread across dirty linoleum, Samantha made her choice. The same choice her mother had made 5 years ago. Some things were worth protecting, even if it cost everything. Madison, she said calmly, not taking her eyes off Nathan. You should go. I'm not leaving you. Please, softer now. This is about to become something you shouldn't see. Nathan stepped forward, reaching for her collar like he had yesterday. The same grip, the same sneer, the same assumption that strength only came in one form. His hand never made contact. Samantha's hand moved faster than thought. Her fingers wrapped around Nathan's wrist just as his reached for her collar. Her grip precise on the pressure points her mother had shown her 1,000 times. The shock on his face was almost comical, the moment when Predator realized it might be prey. I said, she whispered. Nobody has to get hurt. Nathan tried to jerk away, found he couldn't. Her grip looked effortless, but his wrist felt caught in a vice. Let go, you psycho. Give my father his money. Benjamin Jackson. Panic crept into Nathan's voice. Get her off me! Benjamin rushed forward, all 200 pounds of football muscle. In the movies, the hero would meet force with force. In reality, Samantha's mother had taught her better. She pivoted, using Nathan's trapped wrist as an anchor, letting Benjamin's momentum carry him past. Her foot swept out, a textbook Diashi Barai, and suddenly Benjamin was airborne. He hit the ground hard. The sound echoed through the maintenance room like thunder. Jackson froze. What the hell? Judo. Madison breathed the word like a prayer. She knows judo. Nathan finally wrenched free, stumbling backward. His face had gone from red to white. You're dead. You hear me? My uncle will have you arrested for assault. Assault? Samantha's voice stayed level, but her eyes burned. I'm defending my father from 3 thieves. She shifted her stance, weight balanced, ready. Want to explain to the police why you have his money? It's not theft if trash leaves cash lying around. But Nathan's bravado was cracking. Benjamin groaned on the floor, trying to figure out which way was up. Jackson, don't just stand there. Jackson looked at Benjamin, looked at Samantha, made a smart decision. I'm not fighting her. Coward. No. Jackson backed toward the door. I'm not stupid. Did you see how fast she moved? Benjamin weighs 200 pounds, and she tossed him like a pillow. Because he wasn't ready. Because it was a trick. Nathan's hands clenched into fists. She's just some welfare case playing ninja. Samantha took a deep breath. Center. Control. Her mother's voice. Emotion is the enemy of technique. But seeing her father on his knees, gathering scattered bills while tears ran down his face, control was harder than any throw. Papa, stop. She knelt beside him, not taking her eyes off Nathan. Let me handle this. The money, mija. The money is just paper. She helped him to his feet. You're what matters. Nathan laughed, ugly and sharp. How touching. The janitor and his daughter, united in poverty. He looked at the scattered bills with disgust. You know what, keep it. Consider it charity. My family donates more than that to actual important causes every month. The casual cruelty of it, the way he reduced her father's sacrifice to nothing, finally snapped something in Samantha. Not her control. That held firm, but her restraint. Your family. She stood slowly. Your uncle, the principal who covers for you. Your father, the developer who bribes city officials. Your mother, who pops pills because she can't stand what you've all become. Nathan's face went purple. You don't talk about my family. Why not you talk about mine? She stepped forward. Nathan stepped back. The difference is, my father works honest. Cleans up after spoiled children who think money makes them matter. While your family, she smiled, cold as winter rain. They're the real trash. Nathan charged. No technique, no plan. Just rage and privilege colliding with reality. Samantha had seen it before in the dojo beginners who thought anger meant strength. She shifted left, guided his wild swing past her ear. Her hands found his sleeve and lapel. For a moment, they were close enough that she could see the fear in his eyes. Then she turned, bent, and pulled. Ipon seoi naj. The one-arm shoulder throw. Nathan's feet left the ground. The world spun around him. He had just enough time to think, this can't be happening, before his back met the floor. The impact drove all the air from his lungs. He lay there gasping like a landed fish, while Samantha calmly straightened her shirt. Stay down, she advised. Please. But Nathan Pierce had never learned when to quit. He rolled to his knees, grabbed a mop handle, swung it like a baseball bat at her legs. Samantha jumped, tucked her knees, let the handle whistle underneath. As she landed, her hands were already moving. She caught the mop on its backswing, twisted. And suddenly, Nathan was holding nothing while she spun the handle like a bow staff. Where? He scrambled backward on his hands. Where did you learn? My mother. She set the mop against the wall, gentle, controlled. 3-time national champion. Could have been world champion, but she chose family instead. Her voice softened. She died protecting someone, using what she knew to save a life. Taught me to do the same, but only when necessary. This isn't necessary. It's just money. It's never just money. Miguel spoke from behind his daughter. His voice carried strength Samantha hadn't heard in years. It's hope. It's future. It's my daughter's chance at the life her mother died believing in. Madison had her phone out, recording everything. Got it all. Nathan, stealing, attacking, getting his butt handed to him by someone half his size. You can't use that. Nathan struggled to his feet. I'll sue. My father will. Your father is being arrested right now. A new voice from the doorway. Alexander Chen, the quiet kid from their economics class, held up his own phone. Breaking news. Mayor's nephew and 3 others charged in city development scandal. FBI raid happening as we speak. Nathan's phone buzzed. He looked at it and went white. No, that's not. They can't. Guess Daddy's not going to fix this one, Jackson said from his spot by the door. Nathan, maybe we should. Shut up! Nathan spun to face Samantha again. This is your fault. Somehow you did this. You and your Mr. Pierce. Principal Coleman's voice cut through the room like a blade. He stood in the doorway, face grim. Behind him, 2 security guards and Officer Martinez waited. My office, now. Uncle James, she attacked us. I watched the security footage. Nathan. Coleman's expression could have frozen hell. The whole thing, including you stealing from Mr. Rodriguez. He looked at Samantha with something like awe. Though I admit I didn't expect that level of response. She assaulted students. Nathan tried one more time. Benjamin's probably concussed. I'm fine. Benjamin had managed to sit up, looking dazed but oddly impressed. Just surprised. No one mentioned the janitor's daughter was some kind of ninja. Not ninja, Samantha corrected quietly. Judoka. There's a difference. Miss Rodriguez. Coleman's voice gentled. Are you hurt? No, sir. Mr. Rodriguez. Miguel stood straighter. No, sir. My daughter protected me. Protected both of us. Coleman nodded. Officer Martinez will need statements from everyone. Mr. Pierce, Mr. Hayes, Mr. Turner, you'll come with me now. Your parents have been called. As they led Nathan away, he turned back one last time. This isn't over. Yes, Samantha said quietly. It is. The aftermath came in waves. First, the immediate helping her father gather the scattered money. Madison and Alexander insisting on helping. Counting twice to make sure every dollar was recovered. The envelope was ruined, but the money was all there. Then the official giving statements to Officer Martinez, who kept shaking his head and muttering about kids today. Security footage backed up everything, showing Nathan breaking into the locker. The confrontation. Samantha's purely defensive response. Textbook self-defense, Martinez said. Though I gotta ask, where'd you learn to move like that? My mother. Samantha touched the cross at her throat. She believed in being prepared. By lunch. The video had spread through school like wildfire. Not Madison's, she'd deleted hers at Samantha's request, but the security footage someone in the office had leaked. Samantha, walking through the cafeteria, was like Moses parting the Red Sea. Students stepped aside, whispered, stared. So much for staying invisible, she muttered. Are you kidding? Madison bounced beside her. You're a hero.
Do you know how many kids Nathan tormented? How many people wanted to see him taken down? She grinned. Plus, that throw was incredible, like something from the Olympics. It was basic technique. But Samantha felt warmth at the praise. Her mother would have critiqued her form that moment of anger, had made her sloppy, but the result was what mattered. They sat at their usual table, but it didn't stay empty. One by one, students approached. Some wanted to thank her. Others shared their own stories about Nathan and his crew. A few asked if she could teach them. "I don't teach," Samantha said for the 5th time. "But you could." Alexander sat down uninvited, but welcome. Think about it. How many kids in this school get bullied? How many could use what you know? Knowing how to fight doesn't stop bullying. No, Alexander agreed. But knowing you can fight changes how you carry yourself, makes you less of a target. He paused. "My older brother took martial arts after some stuff happened. He says the confidence was more important than the techniques." Samantha thought about her mother's free classes at the community center, the way she'd insisted on teaching anyone who needed it, regardless of ability to pay. "Strength shared is strength doubled," she used to say. "I'll think about it," Samantha conceded. After school, Principal Coleman called her to his office. Not the intimidating summons Nathan had probably expected, but a request delivered personally, with please and thank you. "Miss Rodriguez," he gestured to a chair. "First, I need to apologize. I knew Nathan was a problem, knew he targeted certain students, but I let family pressure and politics stop me from acting. That ends today." "What's going to happen to him?" "Expelled. All 3 of them, actually." The school board held an emergency meeting. With Nathan's father under federal investigation and this incident on top of his previous behavior, Coleman shook his head. They had no choice. 0 tolerance for assault and theft, regardless of who your family is. Justice. It tasted sweeter than Samantha had expected. "There's more," Coleman continued. "The board was impressed by how you handled yourself, not just the physical defense, but the restraint. You could have hurt those boys badly. My mother taught me control comes first, technique second, victory last." "Wise woman," Coleman leaned forward. "Which brings me to a proposal. The board wants to implement a comprehensive anti-bullying program, self-defense classes, conflict resolution, peer support groups. We'd like you to help design it. Maybe teach some of the physical components, if you're willing." "I'm 16. And you just demonstrated more maturity than most adults. You'd work with qualified instructors, of course, but your perspective, someone who's faced bullying and overcome it, that's invaluable." "What about my father?" Coleman smiled. "Mr. Rodriguez will be receiving a raise, overdue, according to his supervisor, and full benefits, including family health insurance and education assistance." He paused. "Turns out, when the mayor's brother isn't controlling the budget, we can afford to pay people what they're worth." Samantha felt tears threaten for the first time all day. "Thank you. Don't thank me. Thank yourself. You stood up when it mattered. That kind of courage is contagious." At home that night, Samantha found her father in the kitchen, humming while he cooked. She hadn't heard him hum in years. "Mija," he beamed at her. Sit, I made your favorite. We celebrate tonight." "Papa? About today?" "No." He set down his spoon, took her hands. "No apologies, no regrets. You protected us, protected our future. Your mother would be so proud. I broke my promise, to only use it when life was at stake. You saved my life." His eyes were serious now.
Maybe not from death, but from despair. That money, this job, they're not just things. They're my way of keeping my promise to your mother, to give you chances we never had. He squeezed her hands. You didn't break your promise, mija. You kept it. They ate in comfortable silence, the weight of the day settling into something manageable. Finally, Miguel asked, "This teaching they want you to do, you'll say yes, maybe. It feels right, like something Mom would want." "Then you do it. Share what you know. Help others be strong." He smiled. "But maybe no more throwing football players. My heart can't take the excitement." Samantha laughed, really laughed, for the first time in longer than she could remember. Later, she stood in her room, looking at the box of her mother's things. The medals glinted in lamplight. The photos showed a woman who'd chosen love over glory, family over fame, who'd died saving a stranger's child because that's what strength was for. "I get it now," Samantha whispered. It was never about the fighting. It was about having something worth fighting for. She pulled out the competition belt, ran her fingers over the golden thread spelling out Elena Rodriguez. Tomorrow, she'd talk to Coleman about the program. She'd design classes that taught more than just throws and holds. She'd teach confidence, control, the kind of strength that didn't need to prove itself until the moment demanded it. Madison texted, "Check the school forum. You're trending. Hashtag ninja janitor's daughter for president." Then another, "But seriously, thank you for showing us we don't have to be afraid anymore." Message after message flooded in. Students she'd never spoken to, sharing gratitude, sharing stories, sharing hope. Nathan's reign of terror was over, but more importantly, something new was beginning, something her mother would have smiled to see. Samantha Rodriguez, daughter of Elena the champion and Miguel the dreamer, sat on her bed and began planning how to teach without creating fighters, how to build strength without breeding violence, how to honor her mother's legacy while forging her own path. Outside, Seattle's rain had stopped. Stars peeked through breaking clouds. And in a small apartment in Westfield District, a young woman who'd spent years hiding her strength finally understood why she had it. Not for violence, not for vengeance, not even for justice. Really, for this. For the moment when someone needed a defender, and she could answer, "I'm here. You're safe now. Let me teach you to protect yourself." Her mother's gift? Passed on at last. The next morning, Samantha Rodriguez walked into Westfield Academy not as the invisible janitor's daughter, but as herself. Whole, unashamed, ready to teach others what Elena Rodriguez had died to prove true strength isn't about the fights you win. It's about the people you lift up along the way.